All right, so if you haven't gotten an email from me, then you need to tell me, but most of you have gotten an email from me, you just haven't checked, okay? In that email, I'll show you what I got, so go ahead and get your notebooks and paper out. Do not use laptops in here because we can't use laptops anymore in Hubert's class. Why? Because of the number one rule of life. There's always what? One. What does that mean? Somebody screws it up for everybody else. Yep. So I had a couple of deadheads last semester, DAs, whatever you want to call them, that decided they wanted to watch movies in my class, but I didn't have sense enough to know that they were watching movies when they had their earplugs in their ear the whole time I was teaching. So evidently they think I'm stupid or something. So since we had a couple of DAs last semester, and I've used laptops in class before, up until last semester, and I decided no more laptops. So you can bring your laptop, you can have it in class before I start, you can have it in class after I start, I don't care. But when I start teaching, when I start turning the computer on, that's when you need to start putting it up. You can have it on your desk closed, and the same thing with your phones, we'll get into that later. All right, so let's go to our handy dandy email, and that's the email that I sent everybody. There's everybody's name right there, so you can't use the excuse I didn't get the email. Now, if you added this class in the last 24 hours, Monday or today, like Miss Vickery, she didn't get this email because she's adding today. If you added yesterday, then you haven't gotten this email. I sent this email out Sunday at 6:50 p.m. So if you registered for this class, which most of you did, 18, 20 of you did through dual enrollment, then you got this email. You need to check it. You also got the email with the dates, the important dates. You got that email too, and I'll pull that up in just a minute. Well, I tell you what, let me find that one, and I'll pull it up. Let me just say dates. Starfish dates. Nope. Well, I know I sent it probably Sunday or Monday, so let me just go back to, I want to get those dates because I want to give you some phone numbers also, and I don't see it, so there we go. There's Monday, Sunday, there. No, that's somebody that, well, I thought I sent it. That's somebody that messed it up. Well, okay, we'll just do this. We'll go to the handy dandy home and go to employee or faculty. Sorry, you go under message. You go under student tab, and there is the link right there. Make a note. Academic what? Calendar. Now the reason I show everybody the academic calendar is to cover the excuse. Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Now I'm anti-deadhead. Okay. So if you don't pull the deadhead thing with me, because I'll just look at you like you're a nut. Okay. Everything is on. All the information you need is on the home page. Okay. You need to look for it. Now this is academic calendar. We're in spring 2019. So you need to pull that up and you need to go here and I'll blow it up for you. And I want you to notice because these are some bonus questions on your test. Yes, I put these on your test. Do people miss them? Yes. Do they miss them after they've had them 3 or 4 times on each test? Yes. We're talking people should not procreate, okay? There are some people that are dumber than box of hammers, okay? But you need to write down the last day of class, which is down here, session A, somewhere. Where is it? There it is. Last day of class, April what? 23rd. Write that down. Tuesday. Get your calendars on your phone. Pull your phones out right now. And I want you to put last day, LDOC. LDOC is last day of class. FDOC is first day of class. All right. LDOC is April 23rd. That's on a Tuesday. your class meets on Tuesday. So that is your last day of class. So you need to put that down. So let's go ahead and write down the exam schedules. Well, you can pull that up later, but here's the exam week. April 24th through 30th. That is a bonus question. It's on your test. And the last thing I want you to put is grades due. Grades due May the 2nd. So that means that the registrar's office is going to be hitting all teachers up to have their grades in by midnight, May 1st. Because they always want it. They always want it midnight before. That way, if something happens, then you've got at least 10 or 15 hours to fix it. Because you got graduation coming up on May the 6th, and they have to go through all their stuff to get it right, okay? So those are the 3 dates I want you to write down. April 23rd, that's the last day in this class. April 24th through the 30th, that is finals, which you don't have to worry about because I give online finals and tests. So you don't have to worry about that in my class. And the grades due May the 2nd. Now, how do you find your final exam time? Well, you go back to the home screen, and somewhere on here, it was under academic calendar, but you have to look for it because they've moved it. It'll say exam schedule. Now, they may not have it loaded right now because maybe they haven't fixed it yet. But it's usually right up under academic calendar. All right, so be looking for that. And that'll be under your student tab right here. Mine says faculty, yours will say student. Okay? All right, so what are the numbers I want you to know about? Well, let me go to my handy dandy handout that's got the phone number of, there we go. It's called Hubert Chambly McClure. There we go. And pull that up, and I'll go ahead and write it on there too. And pull up my handy dandy whiteboard. Oh, you ought to see some of these teachers try to use the whiteboard. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Okay, so we actually had a teacher ask for an overhead projector at the Anderson campus. This is not a joke. Y'all know what an overhead projector is?
Are you putting like clear film on it?
Yes. Put those Mylar things on. Y'all think I'm kidding? It's a trip. I ain't kidding you.
You don't want what you want?
Huh?
You don't want one?
Yeah, I want one. Put it in a museum. Maybe we had one. There was actually in this room there was a VCR and TV back in there in the back camera. I mean back corner back there. Yeah, because the science teacher wanted to use VCR tapes. Okay, I'll shut up. All right, my number is right there, 356-3874. Let me blow that up a little bit for you because I know you can't see it. Dang old short bus size right there. All right, there we go. Now, I'm going to write 2 more numbers out here for you to write down in case you need something, okay? You need anything having to do with Tri-County Tech, you need to call 646-1779. That is the TCTC help desk. Don't call down there with attitude because they'll give you an attitude back because they have job security. Nobody wants their job, okay? So they'll get attitude with you back. Call down there, be nice, they'll be nice to you. What do you call that? If you have trouble with Blackboard, which is always, if you have trouble with your username and password, if you have trouble getting onto, something from home, getting onto TCTC from home or something, okay? But realize they're only limited to what they can, if you're at home and you don't know nothing about your computer at home, then you're not going to be able to tell them very much, and they're not going to be able to help you very much. You have to bring your laptop in to get them to look at it or whatever if you're having some kind of compatibility problems. Anything having to do with Tri-County Tech, not Hubert, anything having to do with Tri-County Tech, meaning username, password, Blackboard, anything like that, you can't log on, you can't register. Well, If you haven't seen your advisor, then that's a different story. But anything having to do with that, that's that one. Now, let me pull up the, I don't have this one memorized, so y'all just gonna have to bear with me. What's it called? Dang old My Labs Plus. There it is. My Labs Plus. Technical support is 1-888-883-1299. Now, when do you call My Labs Plus? When you have a problem with compatibility issues on your home computer. Now, most of the time that can be corrected by, and I'll show you when we go into the, and I hit the link and it sends you over from Blackboard. But if you go through Blackboard, that causes more problems. But the Tri-County Tech wants you to go through there because evidently that, I don't know, don't ask. Anyway, if you have a problem, what do you mean? If you pull up a homework problem or a homework assignment for me, and the screen just sits there and turns and turns and turns, or not, the little hourglass with the little circle just turns and turns and turns and nothing comes up, or if you pull up a test and nothing comes up but a white background, then you've got a compatibility issue, and that needs to be taken care of with your computer, and I can't do that, all right? I can't do that, so you need to call My Labs Plus. Now, I'm going to show you a way to fix it. For those not looking out in the parking lot, I will show you a way to fix it, but you got to write it down, okay? And we'll go to that. Other than that, here is my ways of, getting in touch with me, all right? Now, I give bonus questions on the test, and some of them come from my syllabus, some of them come from my handouts. 2 of them come from this handout right here, all right? So you need to read it. Why do I give? Well, there was a mandate a while back, about 5 or 6 years ago, that you needed to give things on your homework or quizzes or tests about your handouts and syllabi. So that's why I do it, okay? I still have people miss them because they're idiots, but, what can you do? One of them is, what branch did I serve in? It's on this sheet. Another one is, what is my phone number and my email address? My cell number and my email address. People get that wrong, and there's only one possible answer, but they still get it wrong. Anyway, the best way to contact me, and write this down, the best way to contact me is through my cell phone. Now, you can go through my cell phone 2 different ways, all right? Some of y'all think the world is after you and you're paranoid schizophrenic and you don't want your cell phone and all this bull crap, and I don't care about that. All right, but some of you that feel that way, you might want to just send an email. The email comes to my phone. So if you send any of these, and that's that email address, I don't even use that, bellsouth.net anymore. I don't even use that. It's hubertcmcclure@gmail.com. So if you want to send, but I don't even use that one anymore. The one I use is hmcclure@tctc.edu because it comes to my phone, and I'll show you the handout that gets your TCTC to come to your phone, so you're not in that 2002, thinking that excuse is going to work for the rest of your life crowd, okay? Because it's not. All right. So I even give you directions to my dadgum office, okay? I cover all the excuses. All right. Another thing. I am always in AC 202, AC 137, and my office. You can find me if you just be quiet and listen, all right? Because my voice travels through daggone hallway, okay? No matter if I'm downstairs or upstairs, you will hear me if I'm talking to somebody. But most of the time, if I'm working, I'm either in my office or I'm in AC 137. I'm in AC 137 a good bit because that's a Polycom room, and I'm always in there trying to fix stuff. Polycom is where I teach from here, and I broadcast out to the Pendleton campus, and the Easley campus, and the Oconee campus. Dang old New Spring, dang old Anderson campus, dang old broadcasting. All right. So if you've ever been to New Spring, you know what I'm talking about. They preach from one place and they broadcast out to a different place. Same concept. Only I've had to put it together with baling wire and duct tape because that is like cutting edge and it's on a dinosaur college. So I'm having to put it together with, that's why I use Polycom. One day, hopefully by 2050, maybe Tri-County Tech will get the right stuff to use it, to do it with, like New Spring does, the right stuff. But, 2050 is only around the corner. So anyway, to make a long story short, there it is. I'm in AC 202, which one am I never in? My office, because I'm usually in AC 137. How do you know? Well, if you can't hear me, text me. Or if you don't want to text me because you're schizophrenic and you think everybody wants your phone number, whatever, then you just email me and it'll take 5-10 minutes because it has to go through Tri-County Tech, so it'll take 5 or 10 minutes for me to get it. And then when I get it, I send you a reply and then you get it 5-10 minutes later. Okay? So it's whatever you want to do. Question on that? And you see, born and raised in Anderson, went to Tri-County Tech, Marine Corps, duh. So there's one of the questions. Master's degree, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so why do I do this? I do it for 2 reasons. One, so you know me, because how many times, y'all are high school students, there's a lot of college classes that you're going to go into, and you're going to be a whole week into your semester and you don't even know what your teacher's name is. And that's a terrible learning environment. And I believe in a very comfortable learning environment. Miss Vickery, do I have a comfortable learning environment? Okay. Miss Vickery, I pay her to say this stuff. She's not really in the class. I just pay her. She comes in here and talks. That's why. All right. So that's that. And you can look over that. If you're not, I don't care. All right. So let's get out of that. Let me go to the handout that says forwarding email. There it is right there. It says forwarding email. Let me get rid of this. Oh, God. They got this. They don't have the board hooked up to the computer because all that stuff right there is up there, but it's not on here, so it's not recording. Golly, why am I surprised? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just having a moment. There's the email address. You know how long we've had these boards and these projectors? 7 years. 3. You know how much training we've had? 0. Technical support. I have to call every time I get a new room, I have to get technical support to come up here to connect the board to the computer because I'm sorry. Let me see if I can get this to work. Let's try that. Yep, it's not hooked up. Oh yeah, this is even better. You're gonna see me have a connection is what you're gonna see in just a minute. Okay. So all you're going to see on when you go to the website and you go over first day, you're not going to see any of my writing. You're going to see these handouts. You're going to hear me talking, but you're not going to see any of the writing because we got T-Rexes on this campus. That's fine. Just give me a second. That's not even supposed to be on. That's what's so frustrating. And when I turn this off, see, that's not supposed to be on. Okay, well, pen don't even work. I'm sorry. See, it won't even erase.
Okay, anyway, print that out and you can send your TCTC email to your phone. Okay, so make sure you print that out. I'm sorry about the writing being on there. It's supposed to erase whenever I try to erase it, but like I said, T-Rex and technology are like oil and water. They don't mix very well. So let me go back to the email and pull up Hubert's class courtesy. Now, I want everybody to listen to this because where do I have the most problems in my classes? Bridge students and high school students. Okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and put you on warning right now. Now, I didn't have any trouble with my dual enrollment class last semester. Okay? But I got a lot of guys in here, so probably have problems because guys know everything and you can't tell them anything. Sorry, no offense, but that's true, especially between the ages of 16 and 21. They could be the president of General Motors, but they're Tri-County Tech. All right, but anyway, I treat students the way that I want to be what? Treated. Now, when I talk in general, I'm not talking about that. I go on with kidding, and I go on with people are losers and they should quit and they're idiots and stuff like that. But that does not mean I'm talking about you. So please don't raise your hand and say, you're talking about me? Don't raise your hand when I'm talking in general, okay? But if you treat me with respect, I treat you with respect. Simple as that. You treat me with disrespect, what constitutes disrespect? You need to look it up. Because that could be cell phone usage, it could be talking while I'm talking, and loads of other things, all right? So that one is highlighted because that is the number one rule in my class, okay? I'm very non-hypocritical. I have a cell phone. I use it, okay? It goes off in class. You don't have a cardiac arrest and my phone goes off, so I don't have a cardiac arrest when your phone goes off. When do I have a cardiac arrest? When you are disrespectful. Let me give you one example, and then you can chew on it for a while. I'm going to pick on somebody. I done picked on Miss Vickery. So I'm going to pick on you. All right, what's your last name?
Anthony.
Miss Anthony. You got a sister?
I have like 4, but they don't live here.
Oh, okay. I've had a couple of Miss Anthonys. Miss Anthony comes up to me after class, and she's been doing homework, and she has 2 problems. They're right beside each other. Number 10 and number 11, that she don't know how to do. And she comes up here after class, and she comes up here and stands, and they're like 15 different steps, okay? And I cut class off early, and she comes up here, and she's explaining to me what she's done, blah, 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 blah. It takes about 5 minutes for her to talk, to tell me what she's done in the problem because it's got so many steps. Well, while she's doing that, I'm texting on my phone. What is that, Miss Anthony? So what's the difference in me doing that and you texting on your phone while I'm talking about math? Somebody tell me the difference. There isn't any difference, or however grammatically correct. So all you have to do is remember that one example. Am I being disrespectful to him by using my phone? Please don't put it between your legs and think I'm some kind of idiot. If you have that big of a problem with texting, not texting for an hour and a half, then you need to see somebody, get medication, or go outside in the hallway, okay? Because you have a problem. Now, there are students that have kids. I have kids. I have a mother. Lord have mercy, she's 78 years old, and she's like Granny Clampett on Beverly Hillbillies, okay? She's about this tall. She weighs about 100 pounds, and she does not stop. Okay? If she had a gym, I believe she would work out. I really do. Anyway, to make a long story short, she stays on the phone with me all the time. All right? Cows are out, pigs are out, the sky's falling. I mean, all kinds. Second, I have a 12-year-old at Robert Anderson, all right, that likes to get in trouble. Okay? Then I have a college student at Clemson. You got to say Clemson because if you say Clemson, you're a southern racist redneck, okay? So you got to say Clemson, like those ESPN people. Anyway, she is a junior at Clemson. So she has car trouble all the time, all right? Now, females with car trouble, y'all know what that is. That's an exaggeration, okay? They hear a rock come out of the tire and they hit the fender well. Oh my God, my tire's falling apart. Okay, that's my daughter. Not all women are like that. My daughter is like that. Okay, so I get phone calls and I get text messages. If I get a text message from one of those three people, they have my schedule. So what does that mean? If they have my schedule, they know my classes, but they're texting me. What does that mean? It's important. So I will say, excuse me, I'll go out in the hallway, I'll either call them or I'll text them back. So if I do that, when I get an important text or phone call, what does that mean you need to do? The exact same thing. It's not rocket science. I won't have a cardiac arrest. When I have a cardiac arrest, it's where you are showing me that you have a mental problem with your phone. And first time I'll warn you. I'll shoot a shot. Second time I'll embarrass you. Third time I'll just ask you to leave and not come back till you have the situation fixed. Okay? So that's that. Read the rest of it. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I used to hate deadheads, but now, the last 5 or 6 years, the high schools have done something really, really amazing. They are putting out students that know everything. It's the wildest thing I've ever seen. There are so many students now graduating high school that know everything. Not a lot, but what? Everything. So now I've had to take the deadheads and the dope heads, they're down there at the bottom. But the first ones now are the amazing know-it-alls, the ones that know everything. So if you're one of those people that people avoid, you might be a know-it-all. If you talk all the time, you might be a know-it-all. Now, I'm not talking about general discussion. If you try to answer every question in the class, then you might be a know-it-all. What's the difference between a know-it-all and somebody that knows what they're talking about? Know-it-all gets answers wrong sometimes. Somebody that knows the material, they usually keep their mouth shut and only answer when nobody else answers, okay? That's the difference between somebody that knows the material and somebody that doesn't know it. They think they know it, know-it-all. So read over that so you know my definition of a know-it-all, okay? I don't think we'll have any problems because you are dual enrollment students. So that means at least 80% of you have it going on, okay? That means you are trying to get ahead, you're trying to get classes towards your college degree. So that means probably 80% of you are pretty good students, okay? And I don't have many deadheads or dope heads in my dual enrollment students. So most of the time, I don't have a problem. I had 30 last semester, and in fall is the worst semester because that's when all the high school students come in, okay? So I had 32 in my Math 120 last semester and didn't have a single problem. Okay, so hopefully we won't have a problem here. Read that, make sure you read it, especially if you think you're one of the people that I hate. Okay? If you're one of the people that I hate, then read it twice. All right, there's that. Okay, the syllabus, you have two things that are syllabus. One says general syllabus, which is worthless, and then the other one is the most important document in all my handouts. So that means you need to what? You need to print it out. You need to make copies of it, put it in your notebook. Why? Because it is the outline, and ignore the week because I don't go by. It's kind of like making me color inside the lines of a coloring book, okay? Just ignore that week 1, week 2. Just ignore that, all right? This is the outline. So that means, what does this mean, Hubert? That means that if I go over 1.1 today, and I go over 1.2 Thursday, and next Tuesday you got to take your dog to the doctor, what am I going to go over on Tuesday of next week probably? Exactly. All right. Now, this is used with the videos on my YouTube channel. So people that miss classes do not text, email me, or call me and ask me what? What did I miss? Because will you get a reply from me? No. When do you get a reply from me? When you ask me a question that I have not gone over. Okay, now write that down, everybody. Make a mental note. I'm not going to see if you write it down, but make a mental note. If I don't reply to you, that means you already have that information. If I reply to you, then that means that you have asked a question that I have not covered. Okay? Another thing that I've noticed in the last 2 or 3 years, students don't believe they have to read. I give you these handouts, I give you these information sheets, and I'd say probably 50% of you don't read them. I'm not talking about you in here. 50% of students don't read them. They will actually be people come up to me and ask me before the first test, what branch were you in? Will I reply? No, because you have that information now, even though you didn't write an email. Make sure, even though you didn't check your email, make sure you print this one out. This one is the one that you go by every single day. Just ignore that 1, 2, 3 crap. Because I can tell you right now, this is all reading right here. So make a note. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 is all reading. You can start that right now. Okay? Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 is all reading. Now, I'm going to show you a way. Don't get a book yet. Okay? Do not get a book yet, because there's a way that you can actually not have a book. You can print out the book as you go, and I'm going to show you that. But it may should be the end of the class today or Thursday before I show it to you, okay? But it's through MyLabs Plus. And when you get onto MyLabs Plus, everybody's got the book. The book is on MyLabs Plus. You just print it out instead of carrying it around. Okay, so if you've got a book and it's still wrapped up and you might want to take it back, that's up to you. Books now are an option. They're not a prerequisite, because it comes with the system. Okay? I don't know how many of you how many of you that's been in high school, most of y'all are in high school right now, have used some kind of internet supplement with your classes? Any of you? Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. The book is usually incorporated with the MyLabs Plus. All right? So, but you still need this because, one, it tells you what we go over. It tells you where we're going. Okay, we know, okay, what do I do after I read 1 and 2? Then we're going into 3. And 90% of your test on Unit 1 comes from Chapter 3, which is math. Okay, Chapter 3 is math. Chapters 1 and 2 is reading. So now you can go home after I show you how to get on MyLabs Plus, and if you already are, that's good. You can go ahead and print out Chapter 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. You don't print out 1.6 because it's not on the what? It's not on the outline. That's why you need the outline. So print the outline out and put it in your notebook. Okay? There's going to be some of y'all that won't do it. And then you're going to come up to me and say, what are we going to go over Friday? And I'm going to say, I have no idea. Okay? Question on the outline. Now, if you want to read a bunch of stuff for Columbia, a bunch of bureaucratic bullcrap, then you can read the syllabus if you can understand it. Okay? I wrote a syllabus one time and I put the word learning in it, and they told me that we couldn't use the word learning in the syllabus.
Wow.
Look up bureaucracy. All right. So I rotated off of that committee, and I never have served on it again because that's a bunch of bullcrap. Our syllabi now are written for the people in Columbia. Okay? They're not written for the students. They're written for the people in Columbia. Read it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Half of you may understand it, half of you won't. So I don't even tell people to read it. Okay, that's the schedule. MyLabs Plus, how to log on. That's pretty self-explanatory. There it is. Read over that, print it out, and read over it. Things are changing. I do not think you're going to need an access code because you pay a tuition. You pay a technological, I think it's $111 or something like that. That takes care of the access code. I think you're already in MyLabs Plus. We'll check on that and see. But you may not need this because I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay? In just a second. And then here's YouTube and etc. This is your second most important handout. Okay? Why is it so important? Well, it tells you how to go to my videos. Okay? It tells you how to get Skype. Now, right beside, I want you to put in your notes, Skype for Business. It's not Skype. There's two different. Skype is like generic, and it's like one-to-one. You can call somebody and talk to them, but that's not what we're using. We're using Skype for Business. You don't have to buy it because everybody that's a student at Tri-County Tech gets Office 365, 7 installations for what? Free. And I bet you $1, some of y'all didn't know that, did you? Yeah, they don't tell you that because that's not important. Posters is important. Make sure you can draw on a poster. All right, so make sure you go to the Office portal. Google Office portal. I'll do it right now and show you what to do because it's real easy unless this computer is not configured to go to the internet, which is not going to surprise me at all. Office portal. It's real hard. You got to type in those words. And then there it is, Office 365. What do? You hit sign in. But Hubert, I don't just shut up. Sign in. Put in your email at Tri-County Tech. So I'm going to put in McClure at tctc.edu. It will redirect to another login screen after you hit work or school account. And it automatically does it now. They should ask you for your password, but let's see. Yes. Okay, it goes right to it. Great. And you click Install Office. You have 7 installations. Phone, laptop, desktop, at home, desktop at the apartment, desktop at work, whatever you want to put it on, okay? 7 installations. Included in Office 365 is Skype for Business. Why do you need Skype for Business? Well, let's say that Miss Anthony gets drunk and can't come in at 8 o'clock the next morning, and she just can't get up. All right. Well, it's an emergency because she drank too much. All right. No, an emergency is illness, working, which most of y'all don't work because you're in high school, but if you work in second or first or third shift or whatever, and illness at home, let's say Miss Anthony's mother has a broke leg and she has to take care of her, then she would Skype in to the class. There's 2 ways that you can be absent from my class. Okay, here's the 2. One is you can be absent and refer back to the YouTube videos. Everybody with me? That does not count as a present. That is an absence. Okay. Second, you can YouTube. You can come in through Skype and you can actually get a present for being in class, as long as I see you in the video, okay? You have to turn on your video for at least a minute so I can see that you're actually there instead of a picture, because you could set the picture and then you could go do whatever you want to do. I need to at least see you there for at least a minute or 2, okay? Now, how do you do that? Well, you go back to the handout. Let's go back to the handy-dandy handout. How to Skype into Hubert's class? Well, after you have Skype on your computer or your phone, I had a student actually. This was a couple of semesters ago. She took her car to be serviced, and she was at the Ford place or whatever, the car place. She was there for an extra long time, and she said, "I'm here at the car place. Can I Skype in?" I said, "Yeah." So she Skyped in with her phone, and she had her notebook there, sitting in the waiting room with her earbuds on, I guess, doing class. And you can do that. And she got a present, and everything was good. She didn't miss a day. All right? That's up to you. Now, how do you do that? Well, after you have it installed, please don't try to install it 5 minutes before class, okay? Because that never works. What's Murphy's Law? One person. It's your parents' fault. If you don't know what Murphy's Law is, it's your parents' fault. A lot of parents are going to be, it's a lot of their fault. It's a joke, okay? So, sense of humor, people, that's a joke. What can go wrong will go wrong. If you procrastinate, how many of you have ever wrote a paper at the last minute and the printer failed? Murphy's Law. Or you tried to turn in something online at the last minute and the internet fell apart, or the house exploded, or the computer melted, or something like that. That's called Murphy's Law. If you try to add Skype for Business 5 minutes before class, it ain't gonna work. Something is gonna happen. So, what I suggest you do, one of your assignments when you go home today, between now and Thursday, install Office 365 on whatever you need to install it on, okay? Now you should get, I think you get either 5 or 7 installations. So get that done. All right. After you get it installed, you text me. Now it's going to have to be text, because if you try to email me and it has a 5-minute turnaround, and that ain't going to work. You have to text me, and dang on, do the star 67 or whatever if you're one of those paranoid people, all right? And say about 5 minutes before class, which means about 8:05, okay? Because I'm going to tell you, if you get here on time, you might as well go down the stairs and get you something to eat, because I don't know I'm going to get here at 8 o'clock every day. Today was an exception, all right? But 8:05, 8:10, text me and say, Hubert, I need to Skype in. Okay, no problem. All you need to do is send me your first name, middle initial, last name, and what class. Because sometimes people just, I want to come into class. I want to Skype into class. What's your name? I don't know what class you're in. Okay? You always got to include your name and your class. Because I have over 120 students. So I don't know which class you're in, and I don't know your names. Okay? So, and then I will invite you into the class. When I pull up, when I pulled up Skype a while ago and I hit record and all that, I'll pull you into the class. Everybody with me? But it's only used in what? Emergencies. Okay? And there's registering onto my labs. We'll get to that. Let's go to the YouTube. You go to YouTube. How do you find Hubert's YouTube account? Well, you type in Hubert McClure. Duh. No, type in John Smith. Hubert McClure. Dang old. There it is. Pink shirt. I put the pink shirt on here so people will remember. Pink shirt. All right. Click on pink shirt. Click on library. Or one day it's library. The next day it's playlist. So I don't know which one it is. But anyway, this one pulls up. There it is. Playlist. Now I can't talk this morning. The room in AC 137, when I pull up YouTube, it pulls up and has library. So you figure it out. Playlist and library. And look at there. I have been posting my videos for the last 6 years. Some of these videos were done with a camcorder with a tripod. Do you know how many teachers on all Tri-County campuses do this? One. Me. I think there's a science teacher that does it now. One teacher. Can you believe that? I mean, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I cannot believe that just one teacher on all of our campuses don't post on YouTube. How long has YouTube been around? Like 15 years? 10 years? I don't know. One person. Now, why do I do this? I do this for several reasons. One is so students can watch the videos. Now, I'm not responsible for what I say in these videos, okay? All right. So let's say, now yours will be called Math 120. And I don't know if I'm going to include the PM or the AM. I don't know if I'm going to make that just one. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just say Math 120 AM, PM, Spring 2018-20. And then I may just put, there'll be double videos. Like today, it'll be called First Day AM. And then First Day PM. And you can watch both of them if you want to. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. I may just make two separate. Math 120 AM, Math 120 PM. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But let's say that you want to see what goes on the first and second day, and you go down to last semester's 120, which I'm trying to find it. There it is, right there. Click on it. Well, it's supposed to go and give you the list, but I cannot stand to hear myself. Oh, and it goes through and goes different. Okay, that one, evidently I didn't turn the video on. Let me go here. Let me go to one that works. Here's spring last year. And I turned it off. There we go. Look at there. Oh my gosh, that's the same handout that y'all saw a while ago. I bet the information sheet comes up next. Well, I guess it's, okay, there's me pulling up. Okay, there's the information sheet. So you can actually go back and look at, you can actually go and say, well, what's Hubert going to talk about the third and fourth day? You can actually go and see that. Okay, we're all creatures of what? Habit. You got good parents. Teaches you this stuff. All right? We're creatures of habit. I do not vary differently or go off the beaten path from semester to semester. Okay? Yeah, the questions change. The homework questions are different. The numbers are different. But I follow the same pattern. Okay? So if you want to see what's going on the third and fourth day, you just go on there, click on Math 120, and click on the third and fourth video, because I usually do by days. And the first and the second day is the first one and the second one. The third and the fourth would be the third and the fourth day. You can actually see what I'm going to cover the third and the fourth day before I even do it. Capiche? Y'all know what capiche means, right? What does it mean? Golly, wow, must be Italian. All right, I'm not even Italian. I don't know what I am. I think I'm a mutt. Okay, cause all my parents, grandparents, parents, great grandparents, all the way back to the 1700s, dang old Irish Scottish. What's wrong with that picture? What are usually Irish Scottish? Red hair and what? Fair skin. Something happened. Somebody stepped out. But I did look it up. There's also called Black Irish. I know black is an offensive word, but there's Black Irish. And if you look it up, dang old people from Ireland, dang old black hair and brown eyes. And they're probably full of crap. All right. Any questions on that? Let's go to Rate My Professor so we can make fun of people. Where's Rate My Professor? Go to Rate My Professor to check out your professors. If you get below a 2, run. Run, run, run. 2 is not good. So let's look. I do not look at myself. There's 3 things I don't like to do. Video myself, listen to myself, or read my evaluations. I cannot stand to do that. I figure if I get a bad evaluation, I'll hear it from my boss. So I just stay away from those things. Let's say Tri-County Technical College. There we go. Somebody give me one of your teachers. Who?
She teaches 120 last semester in Mobley.
How you? What does it start with? A V?
It's either Bowley or Mobley. That just shows you why I'm in Math 120.
He must have sucked as a teacher.
No, she did.
Oh, she did. Okay. All right. So we'll go to.
No, she was smart. I just couldn't. She would write 220 on the board and say 240. There was a barrier.
There was a barrier there. Okay. Find a professor. You say it could be Mobley?
No, last name's Wu. W-U.
Oh.
Bali.
There. She's got a 3.0, but she's only got 12 ratings.
Well,
Let's see what.
half of my class probably hadn't been on here.
Worst experience. Did you write this? Worst experience ever. Really good teacher. She probably wrote that one. Really good teacher. These are the good students, right? She's a good teacher. Tests are really tough.
Yeah, they are, because she gave us a study guide one time, did it and everything. We came and took the test, and it was a different topic.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Hard to understand. She makes this class very confusing. Never take her class. Okay. So we got some there you need to read. Okay. So let's go to another one. Somebody got another teacher you want to pull up?
Miss Ebbs.
How do you spell that last name?
It's like E-B-B-S.
E-B-B-S. What does she teach?
I think English 101.
Right here, Epps.
It's
Ebbs?
Yeah,
I don't see
no,
Ebbs.
it's from Lori Epps, right at the bottom.
Right here? She's got a 3, but she's only got 1 rating. Now, there's also, there's always a but. When somebody starts off with, she's very blah, 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 there's usually going to be a but, all right? There's 2 things you need to watch out for. When you see a rating and they spell cat, K-A-T, you need to kind of, blow that one off because they don't know how to read or write, all right? And another thing is, if you got a teacher that has only 1 rating, or if you got a teacher that looks like the same person wrote the same thing over and over again, you need to be a little bit wary. So the context of these things, you need to take into effect. If you've got a context that gives you a gut feeling, this is BS, okay, then chances are you're probably right. But 1 rating is not good enough to go by, but you can't help anything because students, there's a lot of teachers that don't want this site to exist. I promote it, okay, because a lot of people say the teacher don't make a difference. Hail to the no. That does make a difference. Because you can live beside a TV station, and if you ain't got an antenna, you're going to get nothing but snow, all right? And I've said that ever since I was at Clemson, all right? You cannot, if you know the material, that's great. But if you can't convey it to the students, they might as well just drop the class. Because if they knew the material, they wouldn't what? Be in the class. So, now, of course, you've always got the 2,500 SATers, okay? There's always what? There's always one. There's always going to be that one student that's going to be in thermonuclear dynamics that's never had the class, never opened the book, and make an A in the class, make an A on each test because they make a 2,500 on the SAT or the ACT or whatever the hell they make you take now, all right? There's always going to be that one person. So throw that one out, and there's always going to be the person that makes the 5, all right? So throw that person out. Those are the outliers, all right? The rest of you are going to fall 90%, all right? Be careful with this. Don't drop a class over 1 rating, and that's the only rating there is. You need to ask around and see if you know other students that have taken that person. But don't ask, what's your name, Mr. Wu back there? What's your name?
Reagan.
Don't ask him about Mr. Wu, because I think he's biased. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, it was a collective class.
Yeah. Was that the one last semester?
Yeah.
I came in there and evaluated.
Well, I was first block. I think you did the second block.
Oh, okay. That might have been. I came in there and there was a whole group of high school students in the back corner, and they wasn't listening to the words she was saying.
Because you couldn't.
Huh? Well, yeah, that's true. She would there, but the board and the questions that she was doing, you could follow that. You could follow the board work. But the problem is when you ask the question,
Yeah, that's
you couldn't. It's like speaking Arabic. I mean, you couldn't understand what she was saying, and that was her only thing. But anyway, let's pull up one more. Anybody got another one? Williams, W-I. And look for him. What does he teach?
English 101.
Do you see him?
Do Mary Parr.
What?
Mary Parr.
Parr? What does she teach?
English.
Some of them may not be in here because, like I say, they don't tell their students. There she is. Got 2 ratings, 3.8, so that's not bad. Okay, but there's only 2 ratings, so that could be her and a good student. She could have wrote it on here, okay? Overall good, I suggest that you make sure you pay attention. So that tells me that if you're a deadhead, you don't need to take this class because you actually have to what? Pay attention. She tends to confuse people and go off on tangents. Oh, you're with the king of tangents right here, all right? If you're one of these people that like to talk about math 100% of the time, you need to leave. Because I talk about math 80% of the time. All right. Great teacher. If she's teaching a class, take it. Again, you only got 2 to go by. I have no idea how many I have, and I'm not even going to look. I'm scared to death to look at it.
It's good all the
One.
time.
What?
You have good reviews all the time.
Okay. Well, don't tell me anymore. I don't want to know anything else. I'm scared somebody might say in there, he's stupid. Then I'll get Oh, there's mine. 310. Woo! See, you can tell the difference between somebody that promotes it and somebody that don't. Dang old 5 down here. So I got a 4.7. I'll take that. Dang old out of 5. I'll take that. All right. Any questions? I'll rate my professor. That's good. Have fun with that. All right. Now let's go back to the handy dandy blackboard that never works. What's it called? Blackboard? Where is Blackboard?
You were just on it.
Was I just on it? Well, where is it?
Second list.
Is that it? No, that's not Blackboard. That's MyLabs Plus. That one? Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, you click on this. Now watch what the computer does, because this is, T-Rex computer, so it's probably not going to do it right. Now that I said that, it's probably going to go right to the site. Okay? When you click on it and click on this, watch what it does. See that thing going round and round? That's what it will do if there's a compatibility problem. Look up in the right-hand corner up here, and you'll see something red. Y'all see that little red thing right there? Sometimes it'll be a red X. Sometimes it'll be a shield. You know what a shield looks like? Combat shield. It's like a tri thing. All right. Right-click on it and hit Load Unsafe Scripts. And boom. It's either going to say Load Unsafe Scripts. Oh, it's still not working. Okay. Always allow pop-up. It's going to say something like that. Allow subscripts. Allow blah, blah, blah. You need to hit whatever, and then hit done, and then it should take you. And it doesn't. Like I said, I'm on always allow pop-ups. Okay. Well, it's supposed to take you there, but it doesn't. Let me hit refresh and see what it does. There it goes. And there you are. Now write this down. Everybody write this down, because this is not in your notes. After you go through Blackboard, then you need to go, if you don't want to worry about Blackboard breaking down, which it does half the time, then go to www, or www, depending on where you're from, tctc.mylabsplus.com. Now, for some reason, Tri-County Tech wants y'all to go through Blackboard. I think it's a census thing or something. They want you to go through Blackboard to get to. But after you go through that and do all what I just did, then the next time you log on, instead of going through Blackboard, you can go through there and just log on with your username, which in my case, it would be McClure, and then my T number. Or if you have used it before and changed your T number to another password, you need to use that password. Whatever you use at Tri-County Tech, that's what you need to use there. Okay? Questions on that? Now, I'm getting into a little bit of Wednesday's class right now, or Thursday, whatever time. When I say Wednesday, that means Thursday. When I say tomorrow, that means Thursday. I don't need somebody going, we don't come to class tomorrow. Shut up. Okay? I'm talking about the next time we meet. All right? People, that's why I'm divorced. I can't stand that, okay? If I mean tomorrow, I mean the next time we meet. I don't need you splitting hairs and saying, well, Hubert, we really don't come to class on Wednesday. We come to class on Thursday. I will throw you out of my class, okay? Oh, okay. Anyway, there's three or four things that you need to know about on the left-hand side right here, okay? Homework. What do you think homework is? I have people that email me and text me the first week of class, Hubert, I can't find homework on Blackboard. Okay, first of all, what did I tell you about Blackboard? I don't what? I don't use it. I don't use Blackboard. That's about the third or fourth time I've said that. Okay? Everything that Hubert deals with is on what? MyLabs Plus. 100% of your grade comes from MyLabs Plus. You look familiar.
Me?
Yes. What's your last name?
Sexton.
I know why I know you now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, no offense. I know people's, but I know that face. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass
Are
you.
you fine?
Okay. Now, what was I talking about? Homework. Ask me about homework, and then they'll say, Hubert, I can't find the test. Where do you think the tests are? These people procreate too. They have driver's licenses and they procreate. The three things that you need to know about: homework, quizzes and tests, and what? Gradebook and e-text. Those are the four things that you need to know about. Now, I know it's 9:13 and some of y'all are going to self-combust in a few minutes. I know that, but just bear with me. We're going to go over homework and tests. We're going to go over that Wednesday, but I wanted to show you the e-text because the e-text is why you might not want to buy a book. Because everybody, I think, when you pay that $111 technological bullcrap that you pay tuition, what's it called? Anybody know? Technology fee. That's what it is. It basically puts you into My Labs Plus. All right, that's basically what it is, because you pay $111 or $100 for the course ID or the access code, and they just bypass that, and you pay the $111 and you automatically get into the course. I think we're doing that now. So when you get in, you should go directly here, hit e-text, and you can actually, now that's where the outline comes in. You have to use the outline. So for the Unit 1 test, you want to print out Chapter 1, 2, and 3, but you need to go by that outline. So you go e-text, and you hit e-text, and if the computer is set up right, there it is. Okay, let's say you want to find Chapter 1. Then you hit the little button, you go to Chapter 1, and you pull up 1.1, and then you hit print. And print should be up here somewhere. There's print, and you can print out the pages. Okay? Everybody with me? So, you have several options for a book. One, beg, borrow, steal. Okay? You can share a book. You can print this book out and share it. You can use an old book. You can buy a new book. The old days of you carrying around a book and bringing it to that's old. Okay? Now, if you've got an old book, you can bring it to class. If you've got a new book, you can bring it to class. If you want to share a book, an old book, a new book, a used book, you can bring it to class. But every one of you have access to this book. So therefore, do you need to have a book if you have access to this? No. It's up to you what kind of book you want to bring to class. So, if you have a book and you haven't opened it and you want to take it back, then yes, you can take it back because you can print it off right here by sections. Some of you may not want to do that because you have to push this button and you have to push another button and you have to walk over to the printer and you have to pull it out and put it in a notebook. So that's a lot of work for some of y'all, okay? But for some of you who don't want to carry around a big book, and you can put it in folders with the little 3 metal things, and you can have Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4. Will that come in handy when you're at Clemson taking Math Science 301? Yes. Will it help you if you're a business major and you're taking business statistics at blah, blah, blah university? Yes, because the terminology is all in these 4 units that we're going to go through. Okay, basic terminology. All right? Question? Yes, sir.
Since I took this last semester, will my access code still be good?
It should. I think it should.
Or will I just have to enroll into your class?
I think it'll automatically take you to this class.
Okay, so my access code should.
I don't think the access code is a big thing anymore. If you paid that $111, I think you go right to it.
Okay,
Try it and see.
I've not paid that yet, but.
Try it and see. After you pay, you got to pay everything because it's not going to work if you hadn't paid yet. All right, but now we will go over the other stuff, the homework and the test. So there's 3 or 4 things that you need to do for homework right now. 1, you need to print out all of your handouts and read them and put them in your notebook. That's the number 1 thing. 2, you need to get access to My Labs Plus. First of all, you need to go through Blackboard and do that. 3, you need to decide what book you want to use. Do you want to use a used book, a share book? Do you want to print it out? Or do you want to use your new book? That's up to you. 4, make sure you have notebook, paper, and pencils, colored pencils, highlighters, that kind of thing for this class. I do not use laptops, so you're going to bring a notebook and pencils and colored pencils and highlighters. Okay? The 5th thing is for you to start reading chapter 1 and chapter 2. How do I know what to read? You follow the what? The outline that you're supposed to print out and read and put in your notebook. All right, who has questions right now? Because Thursday, we're going to go into My Labs Plus, and I'm going to show you and navigate you around through that. So that'll take care of a lot of your questions on My Labs Plus. That'll be Thursday. Anybody got questions so far right now? Because I got to call the roll, and I think y'all got like 6 minutes, so y'all don't have to like go into spontaneous combustion or anything. Anybody got a question? Meanwhile, I'm going to have to get them up here to fix this daggone system because it's not right. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, sir. Sorry.
When are we going to use a TI report?
I'm sorry, what?
When are we going to use a TI report?
You will use a TI-80, yes. Okay, now this is a good question. You use a hammer for a nail, and you use a screwdriver for a screw. You don't use both, okay? You use a calculator in this class to do the normal standard distribution, the normal PDF, the area under a curve. We're going to use that, and I will use it. I'll tell you to get your calculators out and use it. But you do not use a calculator to add 15 plus 2. Okay? So get you a TI, 83, 84, 85. I don't care. I don't care what you use. Okay? Make sure you know how to use it. Okay? Because I don't have time to go into how to use a calculator. I will tell you how to use a TI-83 series. That's what we use. So bring it, put it in your book bag, pull it out when I tell you to pull it out. Simple as that. Okay? But you won't need that probably until the 3rd chapter because the 1st and 2nd is all reading. Okay? Who's got questions other than that? Okay, let me pull up I should have called the roll first, see who I knew first. I would have known Miss Sexton was here if I'd done the roll first, but then 5 people would have come in after I'd done the roll, and that pisses me off, so I wouldn't do that.
I got a question.
No, I'm done. What's your question?
So like since we're doing enrollment, we pay the money for the class. Does that include that 100 something for it, or is that an additional?
I don't know. You have to, I don't know.
Okay, so
I really don't know. I don't know. Since dual enrollment, y'all are a different kind of animal. So I don't know if y'all paid that 111 or not.
The front desk will know?
Ask the front desk and see, but you should see it in your bill. You know, when you type it, you print out your bill, or you see it after you do the schedule. Does anybody know they saw it, a dual enrollment? Did you see it?
I was on my account, it showed an extra 111.
Okay, he just answered your question. He said there was 111 on there. Okay, we need to pay it, because I don't want you to be like left out in the cold. Okay. All right, let's see. Where's my pen? I have to do this first couple of weeks because we got to really clamp down on these people cheating financial aid. Don't even get me started. 1% of 1% of 1%, and they might get basically $1,000 or $2,000. But we're gonna clamp down. Whatever. I believe there's a whole lot more to worry about in the world than somebody milking $1,000 or $2,000 from financial aid. Anyway, Mr. Allen, Miss Anthony, Mr. Okay, this is one of those names. I have to look at the middle name. Okay, it's Miss Arflin. Who are you? Okay. Miss Brooks. Miss Brown. Mr. Coker. Miss Cook. Mr. Drudge. Miss Eberhart. Eberhart, I'm sorry. I'll work on that.
You're fine.
Eberhart, I'm gonna put an A right there, maybe I can get it right next time. Eberhart. Okay, I got this 15 names here. Okay, Miss Hernandez. Where are you, Miss Hernandez? Okay. Mr. Jameson. Mr. Lowry. Where are you? Okay. Mr. Reed. Mr. Robinson.
Here.
Miss Sexton is here. Now, whatever you've heard about me, Miss Sexton, is probably not correct. Okay, whatever you've heard. Both your parents, yeah, they're probably, they probably have told you stories. Okay, Strange. Where are you, Mr. Strange? Okay. Thompson. And I'm going to say that's a Miss Thompson. Miss Thompson? Miss Thompson not here. She's drunk somewhere. Volrath. Walker. No Walker? Oh, okay. Wentz. And Williams. Okay, Miss Vickery, I know you're not on the roll, so I'm going to go ahead and add you, and then we'll bring that up here and we'll fix it. Who else did I not call? What's your name?
Woodard.
Did you add lately?
No, I signed up.
And what's your last name?
Woodard.
W-A-T-E-R?
No, W-O-O-D-A-R-D.
Spell it one more time.
O-O-D.
O-O-D.
A-R-D.
Woodard. Okay, I'm sorry.
I got your emails, so.
Huh. Well, how did you get my emails and you're not on my roll? It's the Russians. All right, what's your name?
Name's Butcher.
Spell that last name.
B-U-T-C-H-E-R.
B-U-T-C-H-E-R?
Yes.
Butcher?
That'd be me.
Okay. What's your first name? Lamont. With an A?
Yep.
And Mr. Woodard, what's your first name?
Ian. I-A-N.
Mr. Butcher, did you add the last couple of days?
Yeah, I added it Monday.
Okay, that's why you're not on the roll. So you'll eventually be on the roll. So y'all are both here. And what's your name? Carpenter?
Yes, sir.
And when did you add this class?
Yesterday.
That's why. First name?
Sam.
And you are here. Anybody else I didn't call? All right, who's got questions for me? Oh my, we're on time. All right, y'all get out of here. Have a good day. Anybody needs to see me, see me. Okay, Miss Vickery, you need to take this to student records. I don't see a problem with it. I don't think I have to. Do I have to sign it?
I'm not sure. There's a.
It says, oh, there it is. Okay. It says department head. You might have to go to, so what does it say right here? Section change, student, department head, program director. All right, if anybody asks you, just tell them that you tried to add it, but you couldn't add it.
Okay.
Tell them it was locked. I don't know if it'll help or not, but you got to take this to my department head. Are you going to Pendleton campus anytime soon?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well then, what's today?
The 8th.
8th.
And when do I pay it? Because I know that there's a.
They've got to add you first. So okay, you need to go to Pendleton. Can you go to Pendleton?
Mm-hmm.
You need to go to the 3rd floor, find Carrie Cavafomo, C-A-T-A-L-F-O-M-O. Do you know where Oconee Hall is?
Mm-mm, but I can figure it out.
Okay, when you go into Pendleton campus, you go to that front road, the frontage road in front of the whole school.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 3rd or 4th building on the right. It's 3 stories.
Okay.
It's the one closest to Clemson. Okay? You go in there and go to the 3rd floor, and go, I think she's in 315 or 316. I don't know. It's I'm gonna say 16, but I'm not sure. It may be 318. I don't know. But you'll see the directory on the wall, Carrie Califono, and it'll say, and then go down there and tell her that I've added you, and you tried to add yesterday or Friday, and it was, tell her you tried to add Friday and it was locked.
Okay.
Because it was locked, I think. And since I've signed it, she should let you in. And tell her you attended today, and today was the first day. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Yes, sir.
When's running on 214?
I don't know where 214 is. Deborah, do you know where 214 is?
214?
Uh-huh.
Down here.
This yours?
It is, it's right here, it's right there, thank you.
Hey. I think maybe down